Good evening. At this time, I'd like to call to order the Planning Commission Reorganization meeting of February 13th, 2023. For viewers watching at home, some members of the public may be participating via video conference or teleconference. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Incoming Commissioner Ferris.
Here.
Incoming Commissioner Tyler Kettlehut.
Here.
Commissioner Lanson.
Here.
Commissioner Link.
Here.
Vice Chair McMahon.
Here. Do we have public comments tonight?
There are none.
There are none. Okay. So we will jump past that section. And new business, item 6A. We would like to welcome new planning commissioners Mick Ferris and Marcella Tyler Kettlehut and ask that the city clerk, Laura McGuire, swear them in along with myself as a reappointed planning commissioner. So everybody, we will go down to the podium over here.
Does she not want the mic on?
States of America and the Constitution of the State of California, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which you are about to enter. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. McGuire. Would our new commissioners like to introduce themselves? Commissioner Kettlehut?
Marcella Tyler Kettlehut. I'm an attorney and a broker here in the city of Thousand Oaks. I've lived here for 31 years, and I'm really excited about doing this. This is kind of a culmination of a whole bunch of things I've worked on, and I'm a cheerleader for the city. So I love the city, and I'm very blessed and honored to be doing this. Thank you.
And welcome. Commissioner Ferris?
Mick Ferris. My wife and I have lived here in Thousand Oaks since 1993, with the exception of 1 year. This is really our home. We kind of made it our home. It's a community that we fell in love with and continue to fall in love with. I have had the opportunity and honor to serve on the Planning Commission a few times, and I'm glad to be back. And look forward to continuing to help serve the city. It's a really important job that people take in public service to help serve their community in these ways, and hopefully I can help out in any way I can.
Welcome. Our first order of business will be a motion to find that reorganization is not a project as defined under the California Environmental Quality Act, or CEQA. Can I get a motion?
I would make the motion to move that.
Thank you. Will the recording secretary please prepare us for a vote?
Commissioner Ferris?
Yes.
Commissioner Tyler Kettlehut?
Yes.
Commissioner Lanson?
Yes.
Commissioner Link?
Yes.
Vice Chair McMahon?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. Okay, item 6B. Tonight, we have 2 commendations from the city in honor of our 2 outgoing commissioners, Nelson Buss and David Newman, and a special memento from the city as well. Mr. Buss, will you please come to the podium, and will the clerk please read the commendation?
Whereas on February 12, 2019, City Council appointed Nelson Buss to the Thousand Oaks Planning Commission as recommended by Councilmember Ed Jones. And whereas Nelson Buss served on the commission until February 2023, during which time he served as chairperson from March 15, 2021 to January 10, 2022. And whereas during his term on the commission, he attended 44 Planning Commission meetings and voted on 133 applications, including commercial, residential, industrial, and institutional development proposals, as well as a variety of policy recommendations to the City Council. These included apartments and specific plan amendments at Timber School with Hotel, Kennedy Wilson, The Lakes, IMT-TO Ranch Mixed Use, as well as Jan's Hotel Height Overlay, Alexandria Biotech Campus, Conejo Gateway Shopping Center reservations, Conejo Canyons Bridge Project, numerous wireless communications applications, dog training facilities, an axe throwing facility, and municipal code amendments for biotechnology uses, accessory dwelling units, columbaria, self-storage, numerous special use considerations, oak tree permits, residential and industrial developments and redevelopments, including low-income housing units, annexations, restaurants, cannabis dispensary rules, as well as improvements to the park at Page Lane, Los Robles Helipad, the Transportation Center, Mana, Takeda, and solar installations, in addition to recommendations to council on general planned land use alternatives, the housing element, and several Measure E projects. Whereas the decisions and planning policies implemented or recommended by the Planning Commission during Commissioner Buss's tenure have been instrumental in protecting and enhancing the environment of the Conejo Valley for the benefits of its citizens. Now, therefore, I, Kevin McNamee, Mayor of the City of Thousand Oaks, on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby commend Nelson Buss for the outstanding leadership and commitment to the welfare of the community that he has shown as a member of the City Planning Commission, and for his dedicated public service in that role. Signed, Mayor Kevin McNamee, City of Thousand Oaks.
Bring the fancy stuff over there, or kind of just me? You want me to hold this? All right.
This will give our secretary a chance to breathe.
Would you like to say something?
I would love to. Thank you so much. Vice Chair, Planning Commissioners, Assistant City Attorney, Planning Division Manager, and staff. Thank you so much for the last 4 years. It went by in the blink of an eye. I learned a great deal about how the city itself operates, how much work everybody on staff puts in, and the amazing job they do. I learned that our city is in good hands, and that I'm very proud of the work that we've done. I'm very proud of the work that all of you guys do. And you know, after 35 years in this town, you think you can learn a thing or two, and every time I turn around, I keep learning. And so, despite the fact that I will no longer be coming to these meetings on a regular basis anymore, I'll try to visit once in a while and try to stay informed. And I encourage everybody that does live in this city to understand that it's your input that helps these decisions be made. that as people who live in this town, we have to take responsibility for the future of this city and put our own input into what we think it's going to be like. Because I've got two young ladies over there who are lifelong residents, and I hope will continue to be lifelong residents long after I'm gone. And so when we make these decisions that we do, and when these things come before us, that's who we're doing it for. So thank you very much.
Would any of the commissioners like to make a comment at this time? Commissioner Lanson.
First and foremost, your dad is awesome, by the way. I have had a great pleasure being able to work with him for a number of years. And what all of our wonderful secretary read, I remember specifically one of the things that I will kind of look back in terms of how much I appreciate everything you did, Nelson, for the commission, in that you and I share a unique concept in that we had to lead commission meetings by Zoom. You for a lot longer than I did, and I think David as well. I think I've said in other areas, you will not find somebody who cares about this city more than Nelson Buss. Your commitment, your involvement, and again, the stories. Again, there's no building you have not been in. There is no neighborhood you have not been in. There's no area of this city that you're not familiar with. And that was a huge benefit as part of our process. And I kind of relied upon you for being that kind of historian, so to speak, in terms of looking at a lot of the issues. So again, your level of commitment and your level of involvement is unsurpassed. And again, your dad is awesome. I love working with you. Thank you for being part of this. And again, I know we'll see you many, many times.
Thank you. Commissioner Link, did you have something?
I do. I wish I could actually talk about the stories that we heard after hearings in public, for public consumption, but I don't think that would be appropriate. But again, I mean, just an outsized character, and I enjoyed the short 2 years that we had together. I think what I most appreciated is your eye of the past with a look toward the future and where the city came from and the amount of time that you have spent here, and then helping shape the city in that same kind of vein, because there are certain aspects of Thousand Oaks that are and have been consistent and should be maintained, whether it's our open space, the character, the feel, and certainly having that institutional knowledge is vital and key in shaping how we do things. And I'll echo Commissioner Lanson with regard to starting this out on Zoom, and I had no idea how tall you were. So the first time I met you, it was just, and I'm not that short, but certainly, I mean, just the character is embodied literally. So again, it's been a pleasure for the last 2 years.
So I want to echo what my fellow planning commissioners have said. I just want to add that the humor that you brought to our meetings was wonderful. It's such a joy. And your passion for this city, and you made your points, you made them with passion and with humor, and I think we all appreciated that very much. So thank you so much for everything you have done for the city, and I know you're going to do in the future. Are there any other? Commissioner Ferris?
I didn't get the pleasure to serve with you, but obviously we've had conversations just about the nature of the city and your service on it. Hopefully you'll stay connected and provide your input to this body and the council and all other people who care about the city to make sure that we continue to make it a great city that we all live and grow up in. I was called out on social media for the sunglasses attire that you did. I do not pull it off nearly as well as you, but it's a nod to those that did. We'll try and keep that up. But hopefully we'll stay in touch, and please let us know how we can help you with respect to all service to the city. Thank you again.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? Okay, at this time, we have a commendation for David Newman. Mr. Newman, would you please come to the podium, and will the clerk please read the commendation?
Whereas on June 24th, 2014, the City Council appointed David Newman to the Thousand Oaks Planning Commission as recommended by Council Member Claudia Bill de la Peña, Whereas David Newman served on the commission until December 13th, 2022, during which time he served as chairperson from September 12th, 2016 to March 13th, 2017, and from January 10th, 2022 to December 13th, 2022, when he was sworn in as a newly elected City of Thousand Oaks council member. Whereas during his term with the commission, he attended 94 planning commission meetings and voted on 313 applications, including commercial, residential, industrial, and institutional development proposals, as well as a variety of policy recommendations to City Council. These included apartments and specific plan amendments at Timber School with Hotel, Kennedy Wilson, The Lakes, Gem Street, mixed-use projects including Daily Group, Latigo Group, IMTTO Ranch, also the Jan's Hotel Height Overlay, Alexandria Biotech Campus, assisted living at Griffin and Silverado Memory Care, Caneo Gateway Shopping Center renovations, the California Lutheran University Science Building, Caneo Canyons Bridge Project, Rasnow Property Acquisition, numerous wireless communications applications, dog training facilities, and axe throwing facility, and municipal code amendments for biotechnology uses, vending on public property, animal control, substance abuse treatment facilities, sign policies, EV charging stations, accessory dwelling units, columbaria, and self-storage, landmark and oak tree permits, numerous special use considerations, developments including low-income housing units, annexations, restaurants, cannabis dispensary, as well as improvements to the parks at Page Lane and Sapwe Trails, Los Robles Hospital helipad, the Transportation Center, Mana, Takeda, and solar installations. In addition to recommendations to City Council on general planned land use alternatives, circulation, forestry, housing elements, the downtown core master plan, and several Measure E projects. Whereas the decisions and planning policies implemented or recommended by the Commission during Commissioner Newman's tenure have been instrumental in protecting and enhancing the environment of the Conejo Valley for the benefit of its citizens. Now, therefore, I, Kevin McNamee, Mayor of the City of Thousand Oaks, on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby commend David Newman for the outstanding leadership and commitment to the welfare of the community that he has shown as a member of the City Planning Commission, and for his dedicated public service in that role. Signed, Mayor of City of Thousand Oaks, Kevin McNamee.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Vice Chair, Planning Division Manager, Chief Assistant City Attorney, former colleagues, commissioners, future colleagues, staff, members of the public. Thank you all for this. I think I had 3 takeaways from my 8 years of service as a planning commissioner. Number one is, as was mentioned, I had no idea that for all 313 of those hearings, how deep the competence and expertise is among staff in fields as disparate as law, civil engineering, environmental science, many other fields. We're incredibly fortunate to have such a qualified and varied staff with such deep knowledge of our city. And I just didn't realize that getting into this. Second is it's been a privilege to serve with all of you. And that goes for every commissioner I've served with. We come from a variety of backgrounds. We have a variety of political beliefs. But I can say that every single commissioner I served with had an interest in public service and, without question, a strong commitment to doing what they felt was in the best interest of our residents, of all of our residents. That's something I really appreciated. And then third is just on a personal note, I was struck by many applicants, dazzled sometimes by, they have really good sales and marketing people. They bring their A game when they come here to sell projects, and they do a good job of it. And I always try to bear in mind that that was their job, and it's good that they're good at it. Our job was to ask the question, not, is this a good sales pitch, but is this good for our city? And in every decision that we approached, whether I was for something or against something, it was that framework that I tried to bring to this. And I hope that mindset of continuing, as all of you have, and all of you will do, to act in the best interests of all of our residents. That's our job. That's why we're here. And that's what I've tried to do in 8 years as commissioner. Again, it's been a privilege to serve with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody want to comment? Commissioner Lanson?
I couldn't let this go by, of course. Councilmember Newman, how are you? You were the chair when I first got on the commission, and I didn't know what to expect. Never being part of this process, it was interesting. And one of the first meetings, what I kind of realized at some point is one word came to mind, which was respect. You treated all of us with respect. You treated the process with respect. You were always trying to make sure everybody was respected as part of that process. You were never negative. You were never trying to find ways to kind of, create a negative process. You were always respectful. And I noted that. And even in discussions, and again, there's times where some of us didn't agree on a point. You and I may have looked at things differently, but you always respected my opinion. I always respected yours, and I think at the end of the day, we were able to get to a better consensus as part of that process. So very happy for you in terms of now being in the City Council. Thank you so much for what you did this process, teaching a young planning commissioner that I will try to, again, Mick doesn't need that. He knows what he's doing. I will try to help any way I can to emulate the things that you've done. And again, just thanks, and again, congratulations again.
Thank you, Don.
Are there any other comments? Commissioner Link?
I think it's funny that Commissioner Lanson came up with one word to describe this, and I apologize, but the one word that comes to my mind is shenanigans.
So he's respect and you're disrespect.
Apparently, no. I remember the hearing where we were discussing the general plan responses, and you were very keen on making sure that what was being presented to us and what was being represented to the city, that there were no shenanigans going on behind the scenes. So again, I apologize. That's the word that comes to mind, but that's the one that sticks with me. And I think that was that keen interest, that honing in on making sure that the process was done not just respectfully, but correctly, and gave us the correct information. So I appreciate that approach to everything. In every matter that came before us, in my estimation, that was your approach, is to make sure that we had received all the information that we needed to in order to make the most informed decision. So again, I appreciate that. I will take that with me, carry that as I go forward with this great group here.
Excellent. Thank you, Justin.
Any other comments? Commissioner Ferris?
Thank you. It's interesting, just hearing, first of all, we're like 20 minutes into the meeting. I feel like all we've heard about is the recitation of like what you and Commissioner Buss have gone through. But I think that with that long list of hearings and, decisions, they have real impact on this city that we love. And it's, I think, a testament to the level of impact that both of you have on this. So I just want to thank you both for the time and effort and the public service that you've had on there. And the word I keep thinking of when you're describing the level of research and items that you bring to those hearings is diligence. It's sort of the ensuring that we understand what's behind it, what are the details, are we basing our understanding on the facts at hand, are we implementing the city's policy well, are we recommending to the council something for them to enact. It is a key and important function of the commission, and what you brought to it, I think, was incredibly important. And I'm glad that you'll be able to serve the city at the policymaking level to help us understand how to carry the city forward. So thank you for your service, and I look forward to more discussions and hearing more at the council level from you.
Thank you, Mick.
Thank you. Are there any other? I will add a small 2 cents. It was a pleasure working with you. As Don said, We didn't always disagree, but I always knew you came from a place where you loved this city and you wanted the best for the city. And I know that you will take that with you in your next role, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you very much. So thank you.
And likewise. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you all.
All right. At this point, all right. Item 6C, nominations for an election of chair. At this point, Planning Division Manager Kearns will now open nominations for chair.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I hereby open nominations for Chair for the Planning Commission for 2023. Do I hear any nominations?
I nominate Vice Chair McMahon for chair.
Commissioner Link nominates Chair McMahon. Any other nominations? Hearing none, will the clerk call for a vote, please?
Commissioner Ferris?
Yes.
Commissioner Tyler Kettlehut?
Yes.
Commissioner Lanson?
Yes.
Commissioner Ling?
Yes.
Vice Chair McMahon?
Yes, turn my mic on.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the confidence you have in me. I'm not sure I have it myself, but thank you. My job with the mics tonight has been a little iffy, so we'll just see how it goes. Let's see. So I hereby open nominations for Vice Chair of the Planning Commission for 2023. Are there any nominations?
Yes. I'd like to nominate Commissioner Link.
Commissioner Lanson nominates Commissioner Link. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, nominations are closed. Will the clerk prepare for a vote, please?
Commissioner Ferris?
Yes.
Commissioner Tyler Kettlehut?
Yes.
Commissioner Lanson?
Yes.
Commissioner Ling?
Yes.
Chair McMahon?
Yes,
Motion carries 5-0.
thank you. Do we need to pause a moment for moving things around?
Just one moment.
Okay. Thank you. Item number 7 is the consent calendar. Next, we have the consent calendar with the minutes of the January 9th, 2023 Planning Commission meeting. Are there any comments? Do any of my fellow commissioners have any comments or a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
And if I may, Chair, just my recommendation to the new commissioners, and congratulations to both of you, is that you abstain from this vote since you were not present at the last meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All right. Will the secretary please prepare us for the vote?
Commissioner Lanson?
Yes.
Commissioner Ling?
Yes.
Chair McMahon?
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Commissioner Ferris and Commissioner Tyler Kettlehut abstaining.
Yeah, de facto, yeah. I think we're okay.
I will agree to abstain.
Thank you. So typically, we have them actually, as a part of the vote, they abstain.
All right. Are we all good with that? Okay. Item 8A. Will the clerk please open the public hearing?
Hearing having been advertised as required by law is open to consider Agenda Item 8A, Precise Plan of Design 2022-70984-PPD, to allow the construction of first and second story additions totaling approximately 2,637 square feet, including an approximately 405 square foot balcony, and remodel of an existing one-story single-family residence, and find that the project is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, pursuant to Section 15301, Existing Facilities, Minor Alteration of Private Structures of the CEQA Guidelines. Located at 1423 La Granada Drive, the applicant is Jeff Dragisevich.
Thank you. Presenting on behalf of staff is Assistant Planner Tabitha McAtee. I'm sorry about that. McAtee, okay.
Thank you. Good evening, Chair McMahon, members of the Planning Commission. The case before you tonight is a request to allow the construction of first and second story additions totaling approximately 22,637 square feet, including an approximately 405 square foot balcony, and remodel of an existing one-story single-family residence located at 1423 La Granada Drive. The recommendation is for the Planning Commission find the project exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act under Section 15301, existing facilities and minor alteration of private structures of the CEQA guidelines, and to adopt a resolution approving the proposed project subject to the findings and conditions included in the proposed Planning Commission resolution. The Thousand Oaks Municipal Code, Section 9-4.1808B2I, requires that the Planning Commission approval of a precise plan of design for two-story additions or second-floor additions where the added floor area exceeds 50% of the original building footprint for existing single-family detached homes located in developments that are a mix of single-story and two or more story homes per the original entitlements. The proposed project includes the addition of a second floor to an existing one-story dwelling that is 95% of the original building footprint, and that the existing dwelling footprint is a total of 2,196 square feet, and the proposed second-story addition totals 2,095 square feet. No waivers are being requested tonight. The project meets all zoning standards. And this vicinity map shows the location of the project site. It is north of Hillcrest Road, south of Jans Road, west of Herbs Road, and east of the 23 freeway, seen here on the map. Project site is located in the middle of your screen. And this is an aerial view of the applicant's property located at 1423 La Granada. And this is the north end of Rosario Road. This property is in the single-family estate zone, or the RO zone. And here I am showing you the adjacent properties. The green star indicates a two-story home, and the purple stars indicate single-story homes. And across the street, the yellow star shows the neighbor who had submitted a letter of support for this project, and that written correspondence is included in tonight's hearing packet for this item under Attachment 5. In 1957, the Ventura County Planning Commission approved the Conejo Oaks Tract, Unit Number 4, or Tract 1004. The Conejo Oaks Tract, Unit Number 4, did not include development or design standards for future single-family residences. In 1960, a one-story home with a two-car garage totaling 2,196 square feet was constructed on the property through permitting by the County of Ventura. And on October 13, 2022, the applicant submitted the subject application requesting first and second story additions, totaling approximately 2,637 square feet, with a new 688 square foot garage and a 405 square foot second balcony to the existing one-story single-family residence. The surrounding neighborhood has both single-story and two-story homes. And here are some street views of the subject property. On the left is the entrance to the driveway, and on the right shows the existing one-story home behind the palm trees. And it's on top of the hill, and the driveway starts on the right side of the home and comes down the slope towards the west to the public right-of-way. And here is a photo of the existing home looking north. And here you can see the property adjacent to this property that is in the rear, and it is a one-story home looking down at the subject property. And this is showing the west side of the property where the applicant's usable open space is located. The applicant plans to keep the existing pool, the on-site trees, the retaining walls, and the driveway. And this aerial view shows the rear yard and the view out to the street, which is La Granada, and you can see Rosario Drive there where the stop sign is located. And again, here is the existing conditions of the main outdoor area for the home on the west side, and this is also where the balcony will be installed. And these are the site and roof plans. You can see on the left, the site plan shows the driveway that will remain and the pool on the left. And the roof plan shows the darker shaded area, which indicates the second story. And this slide shows the footprint of the existing home and the shaded area of the proposed project. This request involves a substantial remodel and 2-story additions. And here you can see the overlay of the original footprint. And here is the first floor plan. And the second floor plan, you can see the balcony off the master suite to the left. And here are the elevations. The top elevation, south facing, is the front elevation, and below is the north elevation, which faces the south. And these are the side elevations. The east elevation and the west elevation faces the open usable space where the pool is currently located. Existing residences in the area consist of a mix of 1- and 2-story homes with varying architecture. This table provides a comparison of the dwelling sizes, lot sizes, and floor area ratio of existing residences within the immediate vicinity of the project. And you can see in the red box is the subject property on La Granada. Oh, I do want to go back and say that the floor area ratio is actually the lowest of these properties. And it's a wide range of 2- and 1-story houses mixed together. And this map plots those addresses from the table, showing the 2-story homes again in green and 1-story homes in purple. The subject property has the red pin. And these are the photos of those properties. These two are located on La Granada, both 2-story. I'm sorry, there's a 2-story on the left, the right is 1-story. These two photos are all 3 located on El Segundo. And these 3 are El Cerrito, El Monte, and Rosario Drive. And this map plots more examples of mainly 2-story homes with varying architecture styles. This is a very eclectic neighborhood, many of which are on a slope like the subject property. And again, the 2-story homes are in green and the 1-story homes in purple. The subject property, again, is in the red pin. And these are some of the photos from the plotted properties from the previous map. These two are located on La Granada, both 2-story, different architecture. These photos, the left is La Granada, the right is a house on El Cerrito, both 2-story. And these last 2 photos, there is a 2-story on the left and on the right a 1-story. They're both on Rosario. And the reason for including the house on the right is to show how different the architecture really is in this neighborhood. The project was analyzed for conformance with the California Environmental Quality Act. It has been determined that the proposed project is categorically exempt from the provisions of CEQA pursuant to Class 1, Section 15301E2, existing facilities for the following reasons. Class 1 consists of minor alterations of existing private structures involving no expansion of the existing use and will not result in an increase of more than 10,000 square feet. The Community Development Department has further determined that none of the 6 exemptions to the use of a categorical exemption applied to this project. This project is consistent with all zoning standards, and there are, again, no waivers being requested. The proposed project is consistent with the residences in the immediate area. It will not result in a dwelling that would be out of character with the neighborhood, nor will the dwelling over-intensify the development of the subject lot. Approval of the request to construct the project will allow the property owner reasonable and conforming use of the property. Staff is therefore recommending that the Planning Commission adopt the draft resolution to find the PPD is exempt from the provisions of CEQA and approve that this PPD, based on the findings and subject to the conditions in the proposed Planning Commission resolution included in today's agenda packet. And this concludes my presentation. Staff, as well as the applicant owner, Jeff Dragisevich, and project coordinator architect Gabriel Bustamante are available for questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions of staff at this time? Commissioner Lanson?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Ms. McAtee, for your report. My usual first question. I know we got one comment from a neighbor in support of the project. I believe they're a little down the street, correct?
Yes, the letter of support was actually located at the corner there, across the street from the subject property, so it's on Rosario Drive.
In going through the property, I think the only neighbor that I know, looking at it, again, I'll ask the applicant as well, that would be affected necessarily is the property immediately to the north. Again, I don't know exactly height-wise where it would match up. Did we not hear from that neighbor at all?
No, we did not.
Okay. And I know there's no right to a general right to a view. Do you know if this is in a homeowner association at all? If you know, if not, I can ask the applicant.
I don't believe there is an HOA in this area.
Okay. So
No, the Commissioner Lanson, the HOA went defunct in the 80s.
Okay, that's a good point. Okay. All right, so then we have to worry about that issue. And I noticed looking at some of the conditions, there are conditions for grading and other things that will be done at a future point. Because one of the concerns, not concerns, but one of the issues I looked at in terms of the hillside is there's drainage issues in terms of there's not a swale that may be something that's required now that wasn't required when it was built. But that's going to be done as part of the grading later on, correct?
Yes, and there, as far as I understand, there's very minimal grading proposed, and they are not going to be constructing anything near the slope in the rear of the property.
Okay, all right, that's all I have, thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? No. I have two. The first one is when I went there, you really couldn't see the house from the street. I saw the photo where you could see it a little bit, but from the street, I wasn't able to really see the structure. When there is a second story, if there is a second story, will you be able to see that from the street?
Thank you for that question, Chair McMahon. Yes, you would be able to see probably mostly the second story, but the architect did a good job in designing articulation on the front facade, so that's what you would be seeing from the street. So the answer is yes, but we don't protect privacy, especially from the front elevation.
Okay, thank you. And my other question is not really relevant, but you had some great aerial photos. How did you do that? Do you have a city drone or Google Maps? Or
that was Zillow.com. Yes,
All
so
right.
we got lucky for that.
Well, thank you. Are there any, Commissioner Link?
I just had a question with respect to one of the, conditions. Number 18, undergrounding utility service lines. So is the applicant responsible for undergrounding all utilities, including the service lines? Because I noticed in the back there was overhead or aerial lines between poles, or is it just from the pole to the residence?
Yes, the pole to the residence, any new utility lines would
Okay, just
be.
the pole to the residence.
Yes.
And then, because I know in certain circumstances, development, we actually require undergrounding of all utilities, including poles.
Just any new lines.
Any new lines? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions of staff? Okay, do we have any public speakers?
No, we do not.
Okay. Let's see. One more? Okay. So now we'll have the applicant come up and state your case, so to speak. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm homeowner. My name is Jeff Dragisevich.
Oh, thank you. I was going to ask you to state your name and city of residence, but you
That's
beat
me.
me to it.
I live in Thousand Oaks. Thank you to Tabitha for working with us on this. And she also told me to mention that I've read through all those. I think there's 35 conditions that I've read and accepted all those. I understand what all those say. I was raised in this community. I attended Westlake Hills, Kalina, Westlake High School. After college, I moved around the country for a handful of years, and I had settled in West Los Angeles, where I met my wife, Stephanie, and we had our children. My wife grew up in Portola Valley. It's kind of a small horse property community in the Bay Area. About a year and a half ago, we made the decision to move our family back to Thousand Oaks for me, and first time for her. Stephanie and my kids have fallen in love with the community of people, the schools, parks, open spaces. This is a place we want to be and to continue to raise our kids. We got the opportunity last year to buy 1423 La Granada Drive. It's from the second owner. As she said, the house was built in 1960, and the previous owner, William, he had to leave the house a little early, so it's been sitting vacant for about 4 years, from my understanding. So there's a lot of deferred maintenance and, kind of that stuff going on. It sits on about 2/3 of an acre. The front, as you saw, is a hillside for kind of about the first third of it, and then there's a flat pad where the house and the pool are built. And we are really excited about the opportunity to clean up, renovate, expand the house, and build our dream home for our family for many years to come on that kind of existing flat pad that exists there. The property is in a community known as Conejo Oaks, which is still home to a bunch of horses and other animals, and has many homeowners who've owned their homes for a generation or more. And I've noticed that there's a lot of pride of ownership in the area, and people that really have stayed in that community for a long time. We're looking to be one of those. When we were looking at this home, we really wanted to honor the history of the area. We designed with Gabriel and Josue to build on the existing portion and keep mature trees and things that were around on the property. Steph and I have met. My wife, Stephanie, that is, we've met and walked our property with our neighbors to the west, Kitty and Robert Radler, and to the east, Stephen Gutman, and we've discussed kind of our plan to expand the house while preserving their sense of privacy and the same quality of living that they're used to. We have decided to work with Gabriel and Josue of Dream Design Construct. I've known Gabriel and Josue for a number of years. They have a great eye for design, and they possess a lot of engineering experience as well. And they're very thorough, and I feel privileged to work on this project with them for this house that we really hope to do right the first time and live in it for many, many years. So that's all I got.
Thank
For
you.
my
Are there any
report, but if you
questions
have
of the applicant? Commissioner Ferris?
Thank you for coming down today. It's a very simple question. You mentioned at the top about the 35 conditions and that you understood them, but I just wanted to, are you agreeable to them? I just want
Yes, I agree to all of them.
Just want to make sure that
Yes.
we know that. That's awesome. Thank you.
Any other questions? Commissioner Lanson?
Thank you, Chair. You probably heard me ask, have you talked to the neighbor to the north?
I have not. I haven't. So their property sits probably about 10 feet higher than my property where I am, and I haven't heard from them or seen them. That's really the side yard for them, so the entrance to their property is on another street, and I haven't come across them yet.
But you've not gotten any objection or any information that they would have a problem with the project?
No objection.
And it's not part of an HOA, correct?
It's not, no HOA there,
Okay.
correct.
And I just want to say, thanks for investing here, and again, thank you to you and your family for making this your home.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, are there any other questions for the applicant? Okay, does staff have anything else to say?
No, No further questions or comments, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. And then I guess I will close the public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will open up the floor for discussion and/or a motion. Commissioner Lanson?
Thank you, Chair. It's always nice when you see people that live in the city want to make our city better. And again, one house at a time is fine. The house does need a lot of love. And it looks like you have a good team. Somebody's reading very thoroughly right next to Mr. Bustamante. You have a good team of people putting in place. And again, I know there's some issues and challenges you still have, again, in terms of landscaping and grading and other things, but it sounds like you've kind of gone through all that process. And again, I would be more than happy to support and move the motion to, and I have to read the language. The Planning Commission find the project exempt from CEQA and adopt the resolution approving 2022-70984-PPD based on the findings and subject to the conditions in attachment 4.
All right. Is there any discussion? Commissioner Ferris?
I will be supporting the motion. I always like it whenever, these sorts of hearings are easy, primarily because a lot of things go according to the intent of what these are here to do. Larger expansions of homes, they tend to have to come before the commission, but in working with staff, no waivers, agreeable to the conditions, working with the neighbors, making sure that it's compatible and workable. Whenever those things are done before decisions are made, it becomes really easy, and want to commend the applicant for doing that, staff with working with them, and again, for that reason, I'll support the motion.
Thank you. Any other comments? All right. Will the secretary please prepare us for a vote?
Commissioner Ferris?
Yes.
Commissioner Tyler Kettlehut?
Yes.
Commissioner Lanson?
Yes.
Commissioner Link?
Yes.
Chair McMahon?
Yes.
Motion carries
All right.
5-0.
And I have to read this. Any aggrieved party who wishes to appeal the Planning Commission's decision may do so by filing an appeal with the Community Development Department within 10 days. But that's it. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Appreciate it. And now we have item number 9, department reports.
We do not have any department report tonight.
All right. Item number 10, commission comments and AB 1234 reports. Are there any comments from my fellow commissioners? Commissioner Lanson?
I'm talking way too much.
Not at all.
I just wanted to welcome, we didn't get a chance to actually say anything about our brand new commissioners. So I just wanted to actually say welcome back to Commissioner Ferris and being part of this process. It's interesting that we lost a dear friend that was a historian, and we've gained another historian who has been here through thick and thin, through lots of things. So I look forward to working with you, and again, appreciate all of your involvement and community access and information. And again, I know we'll end up doing a lot of stuff together. And then welcome to Commissioner Kettlehut, which is so exciting to have another attorney. I'm sorry, I hate to say that, but it's kind of nice. But again, I'm so excited to actually work with you and be part of this process. She's been part of the community. She's a really great person, and so much excitement and energy, and I can't wait to get you involved in this process. So welcome, and again, if you have any questions, you know all of us are here to help. Thank you.
Well said. Any other comments? I also would like to welcome both of you. I'm looking forward to working with you both. It's going to be great. Mr. Kearns, are there any follow-up items, announcements, or upcoming issues?
Yes, thank you, Chair McMahon. On February 14th, tomorrow night's City Council meeting, there will be 2 second readings of ordinance, one for a zone change on Crescent Way, and the second on an MCA for a columbarium use. On the 28th of February, there will be a department report for inclusionary housing, as well as the appointment of an Area Housing Authority Commissioner on the consent calendar that evening. For the Planning Commission upcoming meetings, February 27th, your next meeting, we have several applications related to the expansion of the Royal Villa Apartments. There's 27 apartments being proposed. That will be before you. Following that, on March 13th, there's several applications related to the conversion of a commercial office complex to apartments, 73 units. Following that, on April 3rd, there will be a use permit for a car dealership over in the Rancho Cano area. And that is it for now.
Thank you. At this time, I will Thank you all, and the meeting is now adjourned to the next meeting, February 27th, 2023, at 6 PM. Good night, everyone.